Hey guys. I'm Tim.
I'm Mike.
Yeah, this is Board Game Rundown. Mike, what are we calling this?
We are doing a Wednesday whiskey. What have you played? Yes, this
Yeah.
actually is a cup of whiskey. I, of course, am sitting in front of my Purdue stuff with the Purdue mug, and also the mug was larger than the whiskey cup I
Oh,
had. I wanted a larger pour than what it could offer, so we
oh,
upgraded to the much larger mug. And by the way, we went with a very succulent. We've got
oh.
Dragon's Milk, which is a brewery.
I thought that was a
Um,
beer.
it is, but then they're like, we make amazing beer. Let's also make amazing whiskey.
Okay.
And so tonight I said, sign me up for that. Let's see how good it is.
I am drinking a Maker's Mark Kentucky bourbon that dipping off the bottle that Mike got me for my birthday
I
this
thought
year. It's
so.
almost gone. I've
Yep.
been working on it slowly.
All right. Okay. I've got to tell you, this was an expensive bottle of whiskey. However, I had a gift card to the liquor store. What kind of guy has a gift card to a liquor store? Well, actually, since you mentioned it, my mom gave me one for my birthday close to a month ago. And I'm like, oh, well, now's the time to get really expensive whiskey. It'll be half off. It's incredible. I would definitely pay $50 a bottle for this whiskey. Ow. I mean, wow. Wow. Okay. Wow.
Hold on.
All tied up.
Okay.
Well, am I cutting out? What's up?
You
We
were
good?
like frozen and broken up for me on my screen, but
Oh,
everybody else let me know in the chat if we're smooth or was that bumpy for anybody else. That might have just been me.
okay.
Anybody?
Just checking my
Hi,
connection.
I
That's
see you, Mike.
all. Yeah. Hola. We're going to
No,
talk
no, no.
about
It was
some
a little
games.
laggy for a minute. Okay.
I will tell you, I
Seems
was
smooth now.
jamming
Okay.
to that Jingle Bells trap song during the intro. Also, apologies, I like restarted it after 20 seconds. I just wanted to hear it again. I needed an extra 20 seconds of the Jingle Bell trap, y'all. That's all. Let me sip my whiskey. Where'd you go, Tim?
I it was doing the weird thing again. Bear with us, guys. We're working on this new thing where we're trying to work a program that we can both interact at the same time and because it's more fun, right? More hosts, more fun, actually some banter, some interaction. So it's kind of tough because I've got a YouTube open over here. So I can see Mike moving around and I can see he hears me, but on the StreamYard screen, which I got up here, it's all pixelated and frozen and I can't hear him. So
I mean, it should be getting like 300 megasecond down here. So,
working out a few of the kinks
we
still.
shouldn't have problems. Maybe it's this program. Also, we didn't realize at a time that we would have to wear headsets to hear each other. So here we are in headsets, but should definitely be more fun. Now I hear I hear your computer.
Are you getting an echo with me on this?
I hear myself now because I can hear the video from your computer coming back to me.
I'm going to try this. How about now?
Well, I don't know.
Now?
I don't. Yeah, seems okay.
Better? Worse?
Yeah, you can still hear me? Obviously. Cool.
Seems okay.
It says Tim looks choppier than me. Hey, I
can hear you because I'm now going off the sound off the iPad. So there might be a delay.
Yeah, all right. Well, we'll jump into some games eventually. We were just kind of wanting to see how this thing would work and talk about possibly a new series. I need an excuse to drink more of this stuff. I'm actually not really much of a drinker. I love craft beer, go to a lot of breweries, love tasting different whiskeys. But man, this is got to be the best one I've ever had. I'm not even. Woo. Tim, what's going on?
I'm still messing with the sound. I'm trying to do it this way so I don't have the delay. If I do it this way, I hear you better, but I have a delay.
I see.
So
Gotcha.
we can
Yeah, your video's
figure it
getting
out.
choppy on my end too. Yeah.
But as long as it looks good on the other side, then who cares, right? I can handle the delay.
Yeah, hopefully it'll be tolerable as we get through this. I think I got different corners in my basement here to represent my team.
Sorry,
it's funny. I'm like, I'll go sit on this side today. Excuse me. Drink that whiskey, Tam.
Hey, you got to represent Purdue since they got a big game coming up on Saturday. I know, right?
Well, I know they're gonna get crushed by Michigan. Is what's gonna happen. I'm not gonna try to be optimistic. Thank you, appreciate that. Cheers to that.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Well, good thing I went for the larger mug.
All right, I'm gonna try to move some stuff around. I know I'm gonna go through mine pretty quick.
I have the bottle next to the. So, hey, somebody was prepared at least. Although I will say I had to try to get my list. Well, we're recording with our phones, and this whole last few days we've been trying to set it up to be able to pull this off as best we can. And so I'm like, well, crap, I can't pull up my BG stats not while I'm recording. So I load up my old phone. I'm like, dang it, it doesn't have the newest plays synced. And even when I started the sync, I don't have plays. So I'm sitting here using this phone, writing down my plays for this. I have plenty, by the way. What's sad is I kind of, I want to go into games, but I want to make sure you're able to, everything's good on your end. Tis it?
Kind of. Your voice comes in and out. But we'll make it work.
Maybe. We'll make it work. Okay. Maybe is this our issue? Is it this? Is this better? I moved the mic closer.
Wonder.
Yo. I mean, your video cuts out, but I hear your audio perfectly. I guess the other thing that could be happening is maybe this mic is getting picked up, but it shouldn't be. I got my other mic plugged in over here. Well, I guess I just keep talking because you're experimenting.
Yeah, I think I
don't experiment too much.
I think I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, right. We're not Bob here. Let's calm down.
I don't want you to wake up in a strange place with half your clothes and a bottle of whiskey in your hand. Who knows what in the other? You ready to talk about games yet, or is it just it's the Mike Show, folks? Tim's it's a spectator. That's what it is. It's live reactions to the Mike Show. Okay,
I think I'm going to switch back because I can't hardly
it.
hear you with these. It's all the audio is coming in through really weird on this. I don't know why. It's driving me nuts. You guys get the joy of watching us work through all of this.
Yeah, I know. That's right. Because Timbot.
Yes, Brian.
He should. Yeah, you should sound like a robot.
or
It's
an
on theme.
apple.
Works for me. Yeah, that's what it is. He's got Magic
It
Jack
might be
internet.
because of the software we're using. Mike is hosting, and I'm the guest.
That could be a factor as well. That's true. Or you could have a hamster wheel in your basement somewhere, and he's what runs
But
your
I can,
internet, but he fell off the wheel. I kind of lost him. I think I lost him. No, there he is.
I'm still. It's not moving.
Man, this stuff goes down too easily, and that's a bit dangerous. Too easily. Very good stuff. Maybe it's also because it's Wednesday. Wednesday is also my longest day. Has been for the last 6 years now.
At work?
I work at an auto auction, and Wednesday is the day of our sale. So, yeah, it can be mentally draining. It's my longest day. Talking to a lot of
So I'm
people.
gonna ask you a totally board game related question since you work in the auto
We
industry,
haven't.
more or
Okay.
less.
All right. We haven't talked about board games yet. So, go on.
Does are car prices and car availability coming down? Is it becoming more available?
Yes. More microchips, more new cars. You couldn't get new cars, so not old cars, used cars, late model cars became more expensive because you couldn't get new ones, and the ones you could get were very expensive, and still are really. But yeah, and then dealers realized that they could mark them up because there's a waiting list to get new ones. So yeah, they're coming down though. Definitely seeing that right now for sure. Has been for the last couple months. Even just stuff earlier this year is selling a lot cheaper right now. Especially trucks. Pouring more of this Dragon's Milk, let me tell you.
Good to know because I might need a new car soon.
Yeah. I think they're probably still going down for the next couple months. Maybe longer.
See, I didn't bring one down. I didn't bring the bottle down. Left it here. Ouch.
I mean, I hand wrote my list. I brought a bottle down here. I can't. My back's gonna hurt, Tim. You got to start carrying your own weight. Oh, he's got paper too. Did you write them down? Well, that's because you don't log them. You don't have them on BG
carry
stats.
such a heavy load on Sundays. This is on you guys.
We all know I just like to give Tim a hard time. My theory is like if I don't like you, like I'm not gonna take the time to give you a hard time. You know what I mean? Like, you're not worth the mental
That's how
energy.
we know we're friends, man. You can't give me a hard time. What's the point?
That's right. Yes, I'm switching it up. I got to stay hydrated too. This is not a beer. Well, I mean,
you're not wrong, Robert.
So far,
I better go get that bottle.
Well, you need to decide because we're 16 minutes in, and so far you've been good audio-wise, video-wise for the last couple of minutes. So if you want to actually start talking about board games, we could do that now, I think. As I get no response. This is not going to be about board games, this whole show. This is the Whiskey and Purdue rundown, which I think they had a 3-point lead at half, by the way. So it's good. I mean, because Thanksgiving they played at midnight. I wanted to stay up and watch that game so bad. They were playing Gonzaga, and I'm like, oh my gosh, we're going to see, how good they are against really good competition, and they beat them by 16 or 17. Like, holy crap! I really wanted to stay up for that game, but it's Thanksgiving. You eat a bunch. It's a long day. I wasn't staying up for that game.
You call yourself
as much as I wanted to. I couldn't do it. And then 2 days later, they're like, "Oh, we're going to play Duke." But of course, as you know, I was visiting family in Kentucky this weekend, and Purdue's like, "We're going to dispose of Duke by 19." And so the voting committee is like, "All right, we'll make you guys number 5." Whoa, hold on. We skipped the teens 24-5 by beating Gonzaga and Duke back to back. That's crazy. And of course, a road game against Florida State, who's 1-7. They're going to give them, a game. So anyway, got that out of my system. Super excited about that. Are we ever? I only went into that because I didn't think we were going to talk about board games.
Yeah, why not? So Notre Dame's probably going to play South Carolina in the Gator Bowl, which is really interesting because my youngest sister, who is also a Notre Dame grad, is married to a University of South.
I started losing Tim. I lost you for a bit there, Tim.
That's all right. It's just family problems because of football.
Dang. I hope we can make this work because this is definitely more fun. But yeah, we are definitely dealing with some lag.
See, so it's messed up because now I get your audio in perfectly. Right. I get your audio in perfectly.
I forgot we could do that. Good call, Matt. Good call. Excellent reminder. And then that one. Yes, that's what I think as well.
Get out of here.
Yeah, Purdue's going to get crushed by Michigan. Whatever.
Can you guys? Am I back? Can you guys hear me now? Can you see me now?
More randomness. Almost every basketball team in Indiana is playing basketball today, by the way. Purdue is playing. Indiana University is playing. IU, as we call them, just want to make sure for people that are out of state, out of country. Notre Dame is playing today, basketball.
Probably losing.
Well, yeah, good chance. Their best player went to the pros last year. So, and he's from our area, which is incredible too.
Yeah.
He went to high school, 3 miles from your house, and he's in the NBA right now. So awesome. And he's actually, which I love to talk about this. He is the first player from South Bend, Indiana, to make the professional, pro basketball.
Sean Kemp was close.
He was from Elkhart. That's where I live.
He's
right.
Close.
That don't count. You can't claim him. You can't go claiming Scott Skiles from Plymouth.
That's too much child support. We can't take on Sean Kemp's child support.
Oh, well done.
Tell me I'm wrong.
You're not.
All right. Well, the guys are clamoring for board game talk. So,
are they? Okay.
Well, I mean, at least Matt is. He's come on.
I love putting the comments on the screen. How fun is that? Well, we did lose some people. We went from 7 to 3 watchers. I guess it was the Indiana basketball.
It was probably watching me struggle with, because now we're synced up. Now it's good. Maybe there was too many people watching.
Seems like it. Damn it. We're screwed. We're so screwed.
Okay, so let's just let's try to get this back on track, since I feel like that we are back in sync now. So if we can make this work, Mike and I would like to, and maybe occasionally with the other hosts, or even some guests, we would like to once a week get on and just kind of talk live with y'all about board games, what we've been playing, maybe what's on our minds, what's going on in the industry. So I think, we will be doing like a regular rundown soon, like an old school one where we do news and Kickstarters and all that stuff. But this is more free form. This is way more interactive. Obviously, we're going to stop and like comment and talk to you guys, and BS about sports or give each other a hard time because that's what we do. In my family, we have like a motto, right? If we're not picking on you, that means we don't like you. So when Mike picks on me, I just feel like I'm at home. So it's all good. And if I pick on Mike, it's because I hate him or that I like him quite a bit. If I was just like, yes, Mike, you are correct, that would be a bummer because that would totally mean like, oh, this
guy sucks. Moving on.
Yeah. But Mike, I think the first thing we've got to talk about is maybe the game that we have played the most in the last month.
Oh. I almost duplicated my spit take there.
Can you see it?
Oh,
because I wanted to drop that bomb on you. I almost messaged you earlier. Be ready to talk about this, but I feel like we should talk about it.
Marvel Snap, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Who is playing Marvel Snap, by the way? I cooled on it a little bit before this patch. And then it had actually been a few days. I didn't play it, obviously while I was, now I got a loading screen on Tim. All right, he's back and we're good to go. But yeah, I went a few days without playing it, and then the update hit in, and then I did play a few. What would you like to talk about in particular when it comes to Marvel Snap?
Oh, there goes Dan. What's up, Dan? No, so Marvel Snap is a app. Dan dismisses it as sort of like a smash up, and it's not, because I'll tell you why. It's done in 5-10 minutes, which if Smash Up was done in 5-10 minutes, it might be my favorite game.
It is a lot like Smash
Up. but you build a deck, you build a very specific deck. It's only like 10 or 12 cards, right? It's not even that many cards. And then you go get them lights up. 10 cards. And then there's 3 locations, and on the first turn, the first location is revealed, and then so on and so forth. Right? It expands.
So it does.
So for me, the variable locations, the fact that they do things like cards like Scarlet Witch or Rhino or Storm can like change the locations. You're coming up against very specific like crafted combos, that you're trying to make happen. I find it way more interesting than Smash Up. Tons of fun. They've just now today did this update where it's like a token system, right? At least I updated it today, and that's when it did the token system. So now there's going to be a card that'll pop up in your shop, and you can spend your tokens on it if that's the card you want to buy. If it's not the card, you wait 8 hours, the shop refreshes. The other interesting thing, though, that it does is that if that's a card you want, you just can't afford it, you put a pin in it, and it holds that card in the shop until you have enough tokens to buy it, and then you can get a new one after you buy that one. So
I haven't looked at that very much. That's interesting.
So I thought that was pretty cool because I'm at like 970 something on my collection level. And one of the things that kind of stinks, right, is it's the game was divided into 3 pools. So the first pool, to get through the first pool, I think you had to get to like collection level 300 or something. And basically you were getting new cards all the time in that first one, because by the time you got to pool 2, you owned every card in pool 1. And so then basically you progress all the way through pool 2 to then go to pool 3. And once you get through pool 2, you have every card in pool 2. So when you get to pool 3, though, they just gum up the works completely and slow down the number of new cards you're getting. And it makes it very difficult to get new cards because they're giving you boosters or, the currency. The currency is fine. I need that. I need the in-game credits to keep upgrading my cards to boost my collection level, but it just kind of sucked at it for a little bit because it's like I'm not getting any new cards. I'm getting boosters for cards I don't care about, blah blah blah. So I'm just
Yeah.
jamming those cards up. I'm upgrading them just to increase my collection level to try to get to that next
Right.
collector's cache. But now what they've done is they are giving you different, there's more variety in the caches that are rewards. So you might get tokens now. You there's chances to get new card, better chance, slightly better chances to get new cards. And Bob, get out of here. But anyways, we specifically like Mike and Andrew and I have been talking about doing like a Marvel Snap like episode. We were gonna just do one straight up on Snap.
Yeah.
But and we
We
might
were.
still, but for now, right? I just wanted to jump on it. It's a big thing, it's a big deal.
I just, going more general, what makes this game cool type of stuff as a board gamer.
Is that
I just like the different. I that's a great question, actually. I was wondering that myself.
Low
But
standards.
just the different type of decks that you can craft. Yeah, I mean, like I finally got a Sunspot card, and I'm like, whoa,
He's great. I love him.
Oh my gosh! So Sunspot has this mechanic where every round you're getting energy, and you use your energy to play cards. First round's 1, second round's 2, third round's 3. But you play Sunspot. He's a 1. Any unspent energy adds to his strength, and that's just amazing. Because you can load up his location with other cards, and normally you wouldn't be able to increase his strength because you can't play more cards there. But you save some and beef him
really
up.
Good. He's really good with like a onesie twosie deck where you're playing lots of like
bunch of ones and twos. Yes, that's exactly what I did.
And then if you have Infinite, do you have him yet?
I don't have him yet.
So he's like a 6 cost, right? He's got 20 power, but you can't play him if you played a card the turn before. So on turn 5, you don't play a card. Sunspot gains 5 power. So it's like you played a 5.
Oh no, I'm losing Tim again. No. The universe doesn't want you talking about this OP snap strategy. No. I got nothing. He's okay. I got a circle. Now he's back.
I'm back.
Dang.
Did you hear the end of the Infinite combo?
No, okay. I don't think most people did.
So turn 5, you don't play any card, right? Because you can't play a card the turn before you play Infinite.
Right. Okay? And so you save them, and Sunspot gets crazy big.
Sunspot gets 5 power.
That's where we lost you.
Yeah, so Sunspot gets 5 power, which is even better, right? Because it's like you played a 5 power card, and then you drop Infinite like somewhere and blow it up.
Oh, yeah.
And see, here's where Dan also is like fundamentally broken as a human being, because he says it's not even that I think they're identical or something. It's just that his brain can't comprehend strongly liking one and strongly disliking the other, despite them having such a similar feeling. And I will say that, like I like some beer and I don't like other beer, like actively dislike a lot of, other beer. Fundamentally, conceptually, same thing. They aim to achieve the same goal. But no, one's good and one isn't.
I agree. I don't like Smash Up, and the feeling I get playing Marvel Snap is different. Definitely because it's quicker. Another part of it is just because you unlock more cards as you go. Like you start with a very basic deck, and you're unlocking more cards, and the more cards you get, the better the decks you have become, because they work with this different. Like I got an on-reveal deck, and I got a Sunspot deck, and then I have an ongoing deck, and I'm sure there's more. I just haven't seen them. But the more of those cards you get, the more you're able to make those decks better. Just feels really good. I like seeing the progress from game to game, and that Snap gives me a feeling of progression, and that makes it different than Smash Up 2.
And plus, it's 5 minutes. Like a match is 5
That
minutes.
helps, sure.
You play.
And there's decisions to make in that fight. Like sometimes it's tough. Yes. That's what makes it fun. It's got tough decisions.
Yes. Oh, look at this. Bob Silver's dropping deck bombs in there.
Yeah. All these. Well, yeah, because he's what level? Oh, yeah, we showed it earlier. 700 something. I think I'm still under 400. I don't play as much as you guys, but I still play it. I still like it.
You sweet summer child.
I wouldn't know, Bob. I haven't played it.
Oh, don't worry, Bob. I'll get to it. All right. So why don't we do that? Why don't we? I think the initial theme of this, before we were totally off the rails and never really got back on, was
30 minutes off the rails.
Was going to be, that's honestly, that's kind of good for us, like, because like the first 30 minutes before filming is like, what movies were we watching? What did you do, on Tuesday? What did Bob eat before filming that's going to give him the worst gas and punish everybody in the room for the next 4 hours while we try to bang out, 3 or 4 videos, so off the rails for only 30 minutes ain't that bad.
I think Dan's calling me a mobile gamer because I like unlocks.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess I do. Yeah, same. Just put it all right in here as fast as you can.
Where are we starting on this board game conversation? Where does it start?
Let's just go back with games that we have been playing. Since when did you pick? October?
I did go all the way back to October. That gave me a lot to choose from. We don't have to go that far. No, we can do this. Okay, you mentioned the game that we've been playing the most and turned it into a Marvel Snap episode.
I did.
What's the board game that you've played the most in the last month and a half?
It might also be the board game you've played the most in the last month and a half.
That is correct.
That is Ready, Set, Bet.
Yes,
nice segue there, sir. Nice segue.
That game is just incredibly fun, though, and that's why you can really play this game with anybody. On Thanksgiving, I played this with Uncle Mo, who I've talked about. He's a gamer. And my parents, who will only play casual games. And they had a blast. Like, I mean, when my mom's like, hey, we had a lot of fun today, that's like awesome. I love hearing that. Because they'll play them. My mom's definitely more of a gamer than my dad is. But she doesn't play. I mean, Wingspan was too much for her, for example. But like Splendor, Lost Cities, she's good.
Sure.
But they had a blast playing that game. And that's just it. I show it to people that don't play many games, and they have a blast. And that's,
it is.
I love doing that.
It just does some of my favorite things that board games do. Like you get a bunch of people around the table, very engaged, and we're all going nuts, and it's just such an experience, and it's short and sweet. The game is fast for what it is, and but I have, other than Dan, who doesn't like fun games, everybody that I played likes it, I mean,
I know that's what it is. It is fun.
Yes. Yeah. It's just great. So other than Ready, Set, Bet, what else
have I been playing? What else have I been playing?
Okay.
On Thanksgiving, I also played the Crypto with that same gang, and my parents liked that one too. We played that one. Like almost anytime they're up for playing games, actually, and
nice.
We like that one quite a bit. I really like the puzzle of that one. Just feels different. It feels different because you're giving clues to your team, but also trying not to be too obvious for the other team. And there's this risk reward where if you've already gotten one wrong earlier, you can't be too vague. But if the other team already got one of your codes before, now they can win if they get your code. Decrypto I really really enjoy. It's
Mm-hmm.
the thing about it, I've played it with at least two or three groups recently.
You read Matt's? Yeah.
I'm just gonna take a sip while that's on the
I
screen.
know. I know. Let's let that one simmer for a second. I don't know that we make it to 10.
That's true. It's the least worst games. But yeah, Decrypto, one of my favorite word games. Little bit of a learning curve the first couple rounds, but then after like 2 rounds, you get it. You know, if you're a gamer, you get it right away.
Yes.
But I like the tension this game has because really quickly it can end, and so you're just really trying to be cautious with clues. But at the same time, you don't get. I get really bad AP with certain games.
Sure.
Code Names is one of them. It's
They'll lock
such a
you up.
simple game, but like you don't want to give a clue that's just 2 words. You
Right.
know, you hate
Right.
doing that, and you really hate it if you have to say one. Like,
Yeah.
I'm worthless. Sorry, partner, I'm worthless. But the crypto, it's not that hard to come up with clues, and I like that. But there's still you got to be cautious with clues, and it still doesn't take long to come up with them.
I think the game that I like more than Decrypto, and I played it first, and maybe I'd like Decrypto more if I played it first before this one. But what was it? It's not called Ghost Rider. It's that's
Phantom
what it
Inc.
was. Phantom Inc. It was originally called Ghost Rider. They changed the name to Phantom Inc. They're different enough. I think you could have both in your collection and be fine. But like the whole time I was playing Decrypto, I was kind of like, this is like Phantom Inc. And I think I like Phantom Inc. like just a little bit more. But I think Decrypto is a fine game. I'm not trying to like bag on Decrypto.
Oh, I get it.
But I just for games that do similar things, and I like both, Dan. So calm down.
You've played more. You've played more of that.
More Phantom Inc. Yeah,
and I played more Decrypto.
Right.
I only played Phantom Inc. twice, both times with you and Bob. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay, okay.
Won both times. Just saying.
Yeah, because a starfish weighs as much as an eagle. Gosh, dang that game.
I want to be the clue giver, though. I haven't gotten to do that yet. So,
okay. It's fun. It's fun.
Maybe the next Meeple event would be a good time to break that one out. I would play Phantom Inc. again. I don't know if Bob's still with us, but if he is,
Bob,
Phantom Inc. next Meeple. I'm down. I want to be a clue giver.
There he is. And I know he's laughing because of that starfish. Gosh, dang it. That was like the worst.
What? Is it a chocolate starfish?
Yeah. Yeah. See, he's gonna bring it. He's already in. So okay, you played Decrypto, Ready Set Bet. What else did you play on Thanksgiving?
Really only those two. We played like 3 games of Decrypto, Ready Set Bet. You know, a lot of times it's, you know, we're chilling watching football, to be honest.
Oh, yeah.
You know, then when I went and drove down to Kentucky and visited that family, I'm seeing family I haven't seen in a little while. And some family I haven't seen in a really long time. And so there were kids. We actually did play Snakes, which I did put on my games to play during the holidays list. I wanted to finally get it played because I bought it a while ago, super cheap. And it's a multiple choice trivia game. There's 3 answers to every question. One person is being honest. There's one person, and then you have people that are trying to get the correct answer. But then you have snakes, and snakes get to look at what the correct answer is. But they get points for every person that gets it wrong. And then all the innocent people get points for every person that gets it right. And that seems interesting. I thought it would be cooler than what it is. It didn't seem like I had a lot of control over, you know, how well I did in that point system, though. I'm relying on other people to be correct or listen to me, which, you know.
Oh, sure. I guess to me, it sounds like a easier version of Balderdash, right? Like Balderdash, where you write down, there's a word, an obscure word somebody you got the real definition and everybody's writing down what they think and then voting on what they think is the right definition. But Balderdash usually just evolves for us into making somebody read a sentence that's very uncomfortable for them to read, that is clearly not the not the answer. But yeah, so whereabouts in Kentucky? Sorry, I asked because I've got a lot of family down in Louisville, and we may have had this conversation before.
This is really close. You take I-69 from the south side of Indianapolis, so you're going to the southwest side of Kentucky, past Kentucky Lake, almost to the Tennessee border, in towns that have literally hundreds of people in population. So
yeah, so you're talking likely like some Hazard County, Kentucky.
Well, I felt fine driving down the interstate. Then I got off the interstate, and I'm like, oh, I'm only like 5 miles away. And then for those the full 5 miles, I'm like white knuckled because I'm like down a hill, up a hill, round a hill, left, right, up a hill, down, left, right. You cross the Mason-Dixon line if you live in Indiana. It's usually at Martinsville. It just starts instantly getting hilly. They're like, up, flat, 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 down, up, left, down. It just instantly becomes hilly, and it becomes worse and worse and worse as further south you go until like Tennessee.
Yes.
So you're like, oh, I'm out in the middle of nowhere. That's where I went.
Please let this be okay.
So anyway, that family, they're from Indiana. They moved down way down there, apparently out in the middle of nowhere to get away from me.
Wow, and you do have that effect on people.
That snacks, I know. Snacks. I need snacks.
You played snacks.
Yeah, snakes was okay. I was hoping it would be better. What do you meme family edition? Just don't. Don't. Like all jokes catered towards like 9-year-olds. Dang it.
And here's the thing.
I laughed a couple times, as did everybody else. Maybe a couple sympathy chuckles.
They're gonna be people, and those games make money, for people, and that's fine. But if I could skip that, I would.
I mean, bad games, but it's like cousins I haven't seen in a while. A 10-year-old, a 12-year-old, an 11-year-old. Hey, okay, that's what you want to play. All right, cousin Mike is down. We'll play some games. I'll play. What do you mean?
And part of it is just being a good sport too, right? Because people are going to sit down and play the games you bring to the table, and not complain, hopefully, too much about it.
I brought so many games. We actually didn't play any of them that weekend, but that's fine. I saw family I hadn't seen in a while, and at least I played some games in and around. Oh, we did play a couple of rounds of euchre.
Hey,
yeah, baby. That's right. That's Indiana gaming right there. Is get some family around for some euchre. Get your aunt, grandma. Yeah. Well,
get her out of the
not my grandma. But yeah, good old euchre. It was funny because my 2 younger cousins are like, "Oh, we're gonna win." We're like, "Oh, I'm grabbing my aunt. We're taking experience here," and we set them twice. So there you go. You're not gonna win if you get set twice. They were the ones talking crap.
That's the thing is like I'll play a game like euchre or spades pretty nice and relaxed until somebody starts talking trash, and then it's like, okay.
That was before the game started.
You want it to be that kind of game? Let's go. What? I was gonna play nice, but I'm gonna play to win.
If you don't trump that, this is over.
Because that's the thing is, believe it or not, I am capable of winning games that we play.
Well, you beat me. I'm the worst. I'm always the one that loses when it comes to the 6 of us playing games. Now, Andrew crushes me at games. Spencer crushes me. Bob crushes everybody. You crush everybody but Bob. And sometimes Dan wins a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's the problem when you play with like halfway intelligent people. Really, I don't want to give all the other guys too much credit. They're all sharks.
I think you didn't give me enough credit there. I feel insulted. I'm actually going to have to pour more of this to recover.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I totally understand. Okay, so while you were playing What Do You Meme
Yeah,
Family Edition, uh
Thanksgiving was better than the weekend for sure.
so I was so Thanksgiving, I had my in-laws over. We did, I got up, I made the turkey, I made the mashed potatoes, everybody else brought sides. I have a friend that comes named Tyler. He was on like very early editions of the show. So if you see Tyler in like one of the first couple episodes, that's who I'm talking about. He comes he's basically like one year he had like stuff wasn't happening with his family, and so we invited him over to our Thanksgiving, and then he's just been coming to our Thanksgiving ever since. So probably for the last 5 years or so, he's been coming to our Thanksgiving, and longer than that because Clark wasn't even born, or he was there for Clark's first Thanksgiving at least, and Clark is now 6. Anyways, so Tyler comes over, and then my in-laws that I play games with, and then in-laws that don't play games, whatever, they're fine too. But anyways, everybody comes over, and once we're done with food, I clear off the table. We got football going on, and I set up ready, set, bet, and we play a couple games of ready, set, bet, which everybody loved. Everybody that played it was like, "This is hilarious!" We're all freaking
Of
out.
course,
We're
it's
yelling
what
at the
any
horses.
normal person would do.
Exactly. And then my niece is gosh, is she 17 now? Oh my, it's crazy because
You're
she was
old.
yesterday. She was a baby. Um, I let her pick. She wanted to play DC Deck Builder because she's my favorite niece. And my buddy Tyler also loves DC, so we banged out, a game of DC Deck Builder, which I did not win. I did not win. Tyler beat me barely, but Tyler beat me DC Deck Builder. Then we played a game that Bob cannot enjoy, unfortunately, and that is called Hues and Cues, which is basically just that color grid.
I
And
didn't get to play that one. We busted that. I think you busted that one out at a second table during a Friday game night, and I
I
didn't
might,
join
yeah,
in or something.
it's fun for what it is. It doesn't overstay its welcome. It goes pretty fast, and so it's almost more like just laughing at other people's clues. Like because you got to give like a 1-word clue and then a 2-word
Right.
clue for the color, and then
Uh
it's like what, and then and some,
Armpit.
yeah, right, right.
That's one
So
word, by the way.
1 word. So we played Hues and Cues. That went over pretty well. And again, like like my niece walked down into my game room, and I'm like, pick whatever you want to play. I don't care. We also played Platypus, which was a ton of fun. We played a game that is
I
not out.
finally got to play that. By the way.
Oh, you finally did? You
Pretty
like
good.
Platypus?
I did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's fun. I think it's fun. It's a nice twist on that kind of game, right? Like a
Mm-hmm.
unusual or usual suspects
Yeah.
or unusual suspects.
It seemed a little too easy, but it was fun. It was a change of, like you said, it's different and it's a change of pace from other words.
Yeah, you should play with Tyler because you'll never win because he kept either picking the wrong one or playing a bad card. That's what I say, anyways. Because it clearly couldn't have been my fault. And then
I'm good with that.
we played Not That Movie. Did you play that with us?
Yeah, I was in that. Yeah, we did that play. That's fun.
So I had the prototype still, and so that should be coming stateside very soon. I believe actually Bryce from DV Games is going to be bringing some of us copies of that because we entered and won a contest, and then we would have gotten a review copy anyways. But now we're getting our own fun copies. But my niece she was like, when you get your copy of this, I want this prototype, and I was like, you're gonna have it, like take
right?
it. That'll be please enjoy.
Awesome.
Like. What I should do is give her the nice copy and just keep the prototype, but I don't know if I'm that cool of an uncle. But we played that. She really liked it. And then we played Doodle Dash. I had Telestrations. I thought we were going to play Telestrations. We played Doodle Dash. Hilarity ensued.
I need to play more of that. It's so funny.
Okay, listen, Telestrations is hilarious. I'm not taking anything away from Telestrations, but Doodle Dash, the pressure is on you because you have to go so fast. We literally had a drawing like that was done, that brought everything to a grinding stop because we laughed for 5 minutes. I mean, we're crying, we can't breathe, and for that kind of game, like Telestrations, that's what you want, right? I mean, you just
Oh
want
yeah.
people like out of control laughing.
Uh-huh.
Who cares? But yeah, we played a couple rounds of Doodle. We actually played that one twice because my niece was like, we need to play that again because yeah, it was so good, so much fun. Uh Dan, awesome, you got Wonderful World. I tried to get everybody to play that, but other games kept getting picked on Thanksgiving.
Nice.
But that is a
I didn't even. Who had? Did somebody have it on sale? I definitely would have picked that up. Dan and I both.
so
Spoiler: it's both in our top 50s. That's all I'll say, and like really
yeah,
close together. I really enjoyed that one. That's a good pickup.
And so, hey, Bob Silver, don't feel bad.
No.
Get
Yeah, they're
give
both great.
Telestrations a gift and get Doodle Dash for yourself. Just
No,
saying. Life hack.
you can't. I mean, you can't go wrong.
No, either one's great. Either one's great. And in both games, I have had like, I cannot breathe. I think I'm gonna die laughing. This is when it happens.
I I think Telestrations is better, but it's Doodle Dash is up there. I just need to play it more. I only played it. We only played it that one time. Only played
sure,
it.
Sure. Telestrate. Yeah, I probably agree with you, but I just both are fine, right? Like Doodle Dash hit that sweet spot. We were, everybody had a great time. Who cares?
It's hilarity, is what it is.
Fantastic.
That speed element. It makes the drawings worse. That's why I always say in Telestrations, the worse you draw, the better the game is. And Doodle Dash is like, oh, we only have, you don't have very long to make these drawings. Oh, suddenly they're worse. And you're laughing more at them.
Oh my gosh.
Bad drawings equals laughter. And Doodle Dash pulls that off incredibly well.
Yeah.
Telestrations is better, but man, you can't go wrong either way. Those are both so fun.
Agreed. Agreed. Hey, Bob's got a comment there for you, Mike. I'm not going to be a jerk and say it to you, but.
Oh, my mic is pretty far back. I'm also loud. Here we go. But thank you. I'll push the mic back farther. Bob, would you like to tell me if I'm open to hearing if I sound, better? Maybe Tim notices too. I don't know.
I can't tell. I mean, I just
we're on the exact same mic. This one's funny.
I got the headset kind of cranked up, so you sound loud to me, anyways. But
no, I actually had the mic, directly under the. Not really. I didn't. I actually had it farther back than last time. I thought my last video, first time using this, was loud.
Yeah.
Okay. We're about the same there. I don't know. Maybe I'm loud. I moved it back another foot fully, so hopefully that does the trick.
I just think your mic is so good; it's picking up all the sound. That's all it is. It's getting you like full throttle.
Yeah, that's probably it. Purdue up by 6-9.
Mike's voice, like that whiskey he's drinking, is full-bodied and robust. You just got to be ready for it.
Not unlike the physique as well.
Another game we played, Bag of Chips. We played Bag of Chips a couple times. And I will say, I gotta give a friend of mine. I doubt he's watching, but Fred recommended Bag of Chips, and then Jason and I both, Jason from Board Game Mechanics and I both kind of like jumped on it. We're like, Bag of Chips, and blind bought it basically on. Yeah, Jason's there. So Fred was talking about it in Jason's group, on the Board Game Mechanics group, and then I think Jason and I both kind of blind bought it at the same time.
Yeah.
And then we're messaging each other like, Bag of Chips is so much fun.
Did we all do the same thing? Like we all saw that friend of his post about, I think he said something like, I've never had any more stand-up celebration worthy moments than this game. And I'm like, oh, really?
Yeah, I know, right?
Looks on. I've never heard of this.
So
wait a minute. Then you brought it over, and we played it with Jesse. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this game is so fun for what it does in that tiny little crinkly $15 package, that game
Mhm.
really does, make you just
Yeah.
Especially you pull those the last chip drawn cards. Those are my favorite. I like getting two of those. As long as one hits,
I
I'm
have
pushing that luck, baby.
I have yet I have yet to make that work.
Mike's
I'm
loud
so
again.
mad. It's okay.
No, oh, I have. Especially if like you pull one that's the last chip you needed, and it also finishes another card. Oh my gosh!
See,
Uh,
Jason, I almost had an instant lose because I wasn't paying attention and played it in the wrong spot.
but I still just love how that game sometimes like who does the least worst. Oh, I got negative 30.
Uh-huh.
You win.
Yes.
I
Yes.
love that.
We definitely had that happen when we played. Now
It
again,
always happens.
that game plays so fast. I think we ended up playing it
You
like 3 or
don't
4
mind it.
times. No, yeah, we played it a bunch of times. My niece was having a good time. And then to round off our Thanksgiving games night, I played DC Deck Builder one more time, but it was just my niece and I playing. And
That's your
I
favorite niece, isn't it?
listen.
um,
She already she's a junior in high school. She's already getting she took her college visit to Purdue like 2 weeks ago. She's getting
she sounds pretty cool.
she's getting recruitment letters. I'm trying to get her to go to Notre Dame. I'm like, come on, like, go against your parents. Mike, let me take her down a peg for you though. Let me take her down a peg. She's a White Sox fan. Okay. Nobody's perfect. And
I just have so many friends that are White Sox fans. So I don't know,
same. Doesn't mean I got
sweat off a camel's back or whatever animal's back the phrase is. Off a moose's back.
Right. But yeah, so we played DC Deck Builder another time. We played using a different set. I've got like the multiverse box, so I've got like everything in it. And so I just grab out like, Core Set or Heroes United or Teen Titans. So yes.
Raise your hand if you've never played DC Deck Builder.
It's okay.
So okay, you gotta cure me of this, obviously.
So I mean, it's a game from like 2011, right? So it's an older.
I know, but I've always heard the Legendary games are better.
So, but Legendary is completely different. Yeah, shut up, Bob. Shut up, Bob. Get out of here, Bob. Why are we even friends? Bob, why are we even friends?
See, this is why Bob needs to switch to first and
listen, see, Bob's just wrong on all counts.
What? No. I've only played Marvel.
Listen, I love Marvel Legendary. I love it. I think it's a great game, but there are
one of my gateway games.
So, like Sentinels of the Multiverse, though, you can set up combinations that will just never work. Like you will always lose with certain combinations.
Sounds fun.
But like the Legendary Encounters, the Alien and the Predator one, like specifically, super good, really solid. Tough decisions, and stuff like that. I'm a big fan of Marvel Legendary. I think it's great. It's just different enough than DC that I don't really count them as the same game. DC I can bang out faster because there's less setup, less teardown, right? Where with Marvel Legendary, for example, you're like, what 5 heroes are we going to use, right? And so you go and you get all those decks, and what villain are we going to use, and what are the henchmen we're going to use, and what scheme are we going to use? You know what I mean? So with Legendary, you're going through and you're building your whole thing.
The game, really, yeah, the whole game.
But it's really, if you get to play it, it's really fun. You know what I mean? If you play and you have this, at least if it's close, you have a really good, experience. See, Jason's with me. That's why Jason's my friend. I'm moving to Ohio.
There.
Screw you guys.
Am I behind on? There it is. I am behind. I see. Okay. Well, yeah, I want to play it. So
no, we'll play it. I'm not. listen, I don't bring that game to anybody and just go, this is going to blow your mind. You know, like I bring that game and go, hey, it's sort of like the way Dan talks about Arctic Scavengers, where he's like, look, this is a game that I play that I really like, and it kind of killed some other games for me. You know, it builds on some things. And so, you know, that's where I'm at with it. And Dan's right. The newer legendary games, it started with encounters, you know, where you've got cards or things you can do on other players' turns. But because in the other legendary games, they're more cooperative, where Marvel Legendary and the villains one are more competitive because you're still tallying victory points, you know, at the end. So, but anyways, so the end of that night, yeah, we played DC Deck Builder one last time, and the way we play is usually because we played it so much, normally you get a hero, and that'll give you like an asymmetric power or an ability, right? So like maybe equipment cards or superpower cards do extra things for you, or maybe if you can get this combination of cards, you're going to get a bonus to your power, which is what you're going to use to buy other cards or defeat supervillains, things like that. So what we do generally, because it's been played so much in my house, is usually we draw 4 heroes, keep 2. Normally it's draw 2, keep 1. So now we've got like 2 different hero powers that we're kind of building off of, you know, working off of and going with. Just makes it more interesting. And so depending on if I'm playing to win or if I'm playing to just play, you know, depend on what heroes I take. Like, oh, okay. Like,
what heroes do you pick if you're trying to just play?
Whatever, whoever. I will just try weird combos, heroes maybe that I haven't won with or don't.
Then I guess the better question is, what heroes do you play if you want to win? Oh no, Freezing Tim! Right when I asked him the question, he's been waiting all night for. No, dang it. Well, he's been waiting all night for.
I know. Okay.
Okay, here we go. Tim, you're back. You're back. What heroes do you play if you're trying to win? Wait, no, you froze. Okay, there we go. We're good.
I'm here. I was
just lay it on us. Lay it on America and everywhere else.
Yeah, that's really tough because Martian Manhunter.
Up by 5.
Hey, keep it up. And then I don't know, either Aquaman or Flash. Give me some card draw. Aquaman lets you
I love card draw on any deck builder.
Aquaman will let you take a card and pop it on top of your deck, like that you gain. So instead of going to your discard pile, it goes to the top of your deck. Love that.
That's
Aquaman. Sweet. So that's what Aquaman does. Flash, every time you draw a card, you get to draw an extra card. So if you're buying cards that will give you card draw with Flash, then it's all of a sudden now you're drawing extra cards. So gotta love it. Those are just some that I love. I know there's some other heroes that I'm totally not thinking of right off the top of my head, but really good ones. Gorilla Grodd. Are you playing Villains United, or is it Villains United? Villains Forever Evil is the name of the villains.
I don't know what he's playing there.
Forever Evil is the DC villains set. Oh, okay. I couldn't remember if Gorilla Grodd was a playable character or not. Joker's pretty mean. I think he gives everybody bad cards all the time.
Flash any good?
Flash is the best. I love him. Draw cards. Just keep drawing cards.
Oh, he's a draw card. Got it. Yeah. That's always fun in any game, any deck building game.
Thanks for that, Dan. His favorite is always been whichever one he just lost with. I love it.
All right. So what? Pre-Thanksgiving?
Yeah. I'll go first because we'll both talk about this one. So for as long as Mike and I have been friends and even just started talking and engaging with each other, we've talked about like games we love and games we want to get to the table, games we're excited about, so on and so forth. Well, a couple weeks ago, or I guess now like a month ago, I had a rare Saturday free because my wife was out of town and the grandparents had my kids. And I said, Mike, we are playing Heroes of Land, Air, and Sea.
Oh, you're going back to that weekend.
I'm going to go
that was the weekend I wanted to start with, but I am so glad it's getting mentioned.
Yeah, no. So this is, spoiler alert for the top 50, one of my all-time favorite games. I absolutely love this game. It is Gamelin Games. So they're famous for making like the Tiny Epic games. And as far as I know, this is the one game they have that isn't Tiny Epic. I could be wrong. But it's the only one I know about that isn't like tiny. But anyway, so Heroes of Land, Air, and Sea is gigantic. It's massive. It is a true 4X. I have everything for it. Um, and this is a game that I just adore. The components are amazing. I think the gameplay is really good. There's a lot there, but I feel like once you understand the game, it's not that hard. Um, Once you know the rules, and understand sort of the iconography a little bit, like it all makes sense. There's just a couple of things you got to know, like this action can follow this action, or if I place this worker, it could give me an extra thing. And once you understand sort of the order of operations there, it is smooth sailing, and that is a fantastic game that I just absolutely love and cannot get enough of. But anyway, so Mike and I have been talking about playing this game, I finally had a free Saturday, and there was a meetup, and I go, Mike, we're playing it. When are we going to play it? I said, let's play it first so that we guarantee it happens.
Yes.
Right.
We were setting it up before people showed up. You were.
Yeah, I was. I was like, I'm ready to go. I went and got a belly full of Popeye's chicken before the games. I was ready.
Because it's in the same parking lot as that game store.
It is, but I would have drove to Popeye's anyways, or KFC or something.
Well, that one there is especially rude to you as well, so you get the full Popeye's experience.
Hey, I just want you to know the person in that drive-through was very kind to me. Very sweet. Very sweet to me.
Excellent.
Yeah, I mean, I am used to the full Popeyes experience where it's like, here's your, SHIT, get out
of here. You wanted what?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that store, both of those stores are like 2 miles from my work, so I've been there many times.
but anyways, but Heroes of Land, Air, and Sea, like there was a lot of pressure on me for this game because I have talked it up so much to Mike and talk about how much I love this game. I think it's a great game and I think it's fantastic. And so it's like, okay, well, hopefully Mike likes this game because I've been like pumping it up. And so Mike, please describe your side of this story.
That's the only time I've played this game. I would have bought it. Like, I was ready to back it on Kickstarter. But see, there was this time where I went between game groups. And that was before I started gaming with the Rundown guys and after the Warsaw guys. And it was like 2, maybe 3 years I didn't have a group. I had like 2 or 3 friends that would game on rare occasion. And they didn't like anything that was more than too much medium. I'm like, this game's probably too much, but I want to play this so bad. And because I've really been wanting to play an epic, true 4X experience. Because I haven't played Eclipse, I haven't played TI, and this one, I like the fantasy theme quite a bit. And the components, of course, just you look at it and you're like, okay, this game has a draw to it. I knew it had 4 true end games. And man, yeah, we sit down and Tim's like, all right, pick your faction. And I'm like, whoa, there's a lot of options. 20 or more with everything that you have.
I handed you like a stack of player boards and I'm like, just pick one.
Yeah, here, choose from all those. I went with Lizard Folk, the purple one. You took the dwarves.
Did I take the dwarves? I don't even remember.
Orcs.
I took orcs because
Jesse had the goblins.
Yes.
And Justin had the underworld
skeletons.
Skeleton, whatever they call it in that game.
Yeah, the undead.
Yeah, that's probably accurate. And every player board is totally different. Every there's multiple unlocks depending on which lower level, kind of guy you recruit or building you build. And then, man, there are so many different abilities between every faction that are totally independent of each other. Like, I couldn't believe how each faction played completely differently. But I'm just going to turtle, build up resources, and then figure out what to do with those resources. So I had a resource engine going, and then eventually I said, you know what? I see a path to destroying another guy's castle, whatever it's called in that game. Every game has a different one. I can't remember.
Yeah, it's castle. Yeah, it's fine.
Castle, and then they had those
there's towers also.
Towers, towers, yeah. But I had a path. I was like, okay, I counted it all up. I'm like, okay, he's got 25 defense with the troops that are in there and the defense because it's got a level 2 castle. Okay, if I send this group of troops over there, I'm sitting at 27, plus there's a roll. And I'm adding this up like, okay, I just need to recruit this guy, and then I'm ready. So, in those games where they have multiple in-game conditions, and you're like a turn or two away from it, and those wheels are just chugging, and you're like, okay, I'm 3 turns away from it in this. I'm 2 turns away from it in this. I'm 1 turn away from it in this. And then other people are like, oh, I'm about to end it too. Like, it's one of those games. Lords of Hellas did that very well, but I was just so impressed with the different ways to win in the game. All of it felt like completely different avenues. Every faction felt different. Every avenue of ending the game feels different because one is just getting all your guys out. One is it's a true 4X game, which I thought was awesome.
And I feel like that all of the avenues to victory are legitimate, or at least to trigger endgame, right? Are legitimate, like, ways you can win. And
yeah, because weren't you saying that most of the time you find that people trigger the endgame with the exploration tokens?
Yes.
And yet I'm sitting there in our game, and I'm like, dang, that feels like a tall task. I can wipe somebody out in the game, which I did. I did it successfully, destroy his castle. So unfortunately, he couldn't play for the last round. That triggered the end game, and then we played another round.
Right.
But it's just a testament to what you said. How every game feels different. In our game, it didn't feel like exploration would be in the game we played that viable. Nobody was exploring that.
No, well, there was so much combat, nobody wanted to spread themselves out that much.
It was an aggressive game.
It was very aggressive. And so in other games I've played where like players have been a little more passive, right? So we're like, we're all just kind of content to explore. But in the game that we just, again, so like that's a great thing about it, right? Is that like we all with different personalities sitting down and try, and like, so for me, I was trying a different strategy to win than I had tried in other games. Jesse is just playing Jesse's game. You were just trying to, you're just trying out your strategy. Justin's just trying out his strategy. And it's completely different than last time I played with the last group of guys, like everybody else is working different strats, and, whether like somebody always plays the same way, like, oh, I just know that this is what they're going to do. Or if there's somebody like me who sometimes will just try different strategies, especially if I'm teaching a game.
Oh, yeah.
It's one
That's
thing.
The best time to do it.
Yeah, because who cares, right? Like, well, I fell on my face. I unfortunately I won, but like some bad teacher award. So you made it so close. So I think I barely won.
It was very close.
It was very close, but yeah, I was just glad that my experiences with that mirrored yours. Like you had a really good time. You really liked it. Jesse seemed to really like it. I think even Justin liked it, even though you wrecked his day twice. Because you destroyed his castle. And then he's like, oh, wait a minute. If I knew you were going to do that, I would have done something different. Rewind. And then you just end up going 2 turns later and doing it again.
All right. I'll do it in turn later. Fine. But yes, I was super impressed with that game. It was everything I hoped it would be. Oh God. Oh, Jason, stop. Stop. You're gonna divert me. I haven't played it in the time I took this stuff down for this list. I think we've got a frozen Tim, so I'll keep talking about Heroes of Land, Air, and Sea. I guess I know he can hear me at least. I was really impressed with that. One play was enough to put it within my top 50. It's above 41. That's live. I think by tomorrow you'll have 40 and under.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow. More plays. I pushed that way higher. Man, that game was everything I hoped it would be.
We'll make that happen. We'll make that, because now I've got somebody that's as passionate about it as I am, and I think I'll get it played more. I'll play your copy. I'll leave mine on the shelf. I'll play your copy. I don't care.
Wait, I don't have yours. I don't have it. I've wanted it.
Yeah.
Well, I know. I could buy Bob's copy. He's trying to sell it to me.
Yeah.
He's got too many incoming Kickstarters to pay for.
I'm pretty sure Bob said he'd sell it to you for like $30. So.
Oh, well, in that case, I'll go ahead.
Right in front of
package, right? Yeah, done. Okay.
Yeah, everybody that's watching was witness that Bob was going to sell it for $30. So there's no takebacks.
Right? All right, hold on. I'm going to pause this and send him a Venmo.
He has to take it now. Otherwise, he looks like the bad guy. Man, so Jason, I have to play Wonderland's War. I know.
Yep.
I know.
Yep.
I gotta play it. Yep. Okay.
I haven't played it as recently as far as the games that I was willing to talk about today. Mm-hmm. I haven't played it as recently as it wasn't one I had in this list.
So,
but wow, I love it.
The next meetup, I think Robert Silver's coming from out of town, right? So if we've got a guy coming from out of town, I might be able to use that as some leverage to be able to go.
No kidding. So your first play, his first play, me and Bob will be like, oh no, one of our favorite games of the year. How terrible.
No, wait, Bob's going to play it. I'm out. Because you've got to make Bob teach it so then we can at least give him a hard time for beating the pants off of us.
Meeple, our next Meeple, right there.
December 17th. Yeah. And then as long as, you know what, here's the other thing, right? Is everybody knows me as I'm short. So at that table, I'm going to need a booster seat, like a booster box. And I think Foundations of Rome would be perfect for me to sit on while I play that game.
Here, you can sit on, you can put this on top of the box. It's padded.
Oh no.
Oh, you just went right on the box?
Right on the box. Right on the box. I'm going to eat I'm going to eat some Indian food before.
We're always gaming, folks. Come join us.
Yeah, man. Yeah. But anyways, so but yeah, I need to play Wonderland's War.
Yes, you do.
I knew it had to be good when Jason loved it as much as he did, because I was like, there's no way Jason's gonna love this game as much as he does. And
I was surprised.
He's nuts about it. And as much as I like to give Jason a hard time about only liking games that are tan, and that have cubes and nobles, he and I agree on a lot of games. We like a lot of the same games. So for him to be like, oh, that was actually really good. But so what's another one you want to jump on? I've got a couple other randos hidden in here that I'm interested in talking about, but I'm through the majority of my list.
Deciding how far back I'm wanting to go.
Because some of mine are stuff that we've played for review or that I played for work.
True.
That I've enjoyed, that I like. Oh boy, Bora Bora.
Well, what? Wait a minute. What? Hold on a minute. That's on my list.
Bora Bora.
So I'm going to talk about it. Yes. Also, it's in my top 50, and Well, my favorite designer is Stefan Feld. That was in a previous video. There are 3 games of his that I really love. And that's one of them. Bora Bora. I played this just last week. So I'm talking about Bora Bora, baby.
There you go.
Man, this is one of my favorite games. I love Bora Bora. Yeah, I know. It's funny. I wonder if this is why Matt laughs, because it's in our channel thumbnail, actually. Because we have this in shrink copy. Dan's never played it. He doesn't even know. We have this in shrink copy sitting behind us in the studio. So I'm like, oh, I'm putting that up top. And then, we didn't move it for a while. So it became, you sons of Bora Bora is an excellent dice placement game. If somebody places a die, it's an action selection / worker placement game where I'm assigning a die to an action. If I play a 3, for example, you can't play a die equal to or higher than that. Mm. Sorry, I just blocked you. So if you rolled all 4s, 5s, and 6s, too bad. You can't use that action. And that makes this game very cutthroat. Cutthroat is what it makes it. This is a fantastic mix of short-term strategies, short-term tactics, and long-term strategies. Every round, you get the opportunity to complete a quest using these dice placement actions. There's multiple ways to complete it, but everybody can see what quests you have to complete, and it's very important to complete a quest every single round. So every round, you're working towards this one objective, and you get an opportunity to complete it. Great. Here's 6 points. There's my man, the Feld gamer himself, Jason. I thought maybe it was too colorful for him. But Bora Bora
does have
awesome.
Some greens and blues.
Oh my gosh.
Greens and blues.
We've
too bright.
Here, spoiler. We'll just do this. We've recorded up to our top 21, correct?
Yeah,
Tim?
I think so.
Mm-hmm. Bora Bora has not been in my list yet. That's how much I love Bora Bora. I have played this game more than 20 times now. I can tell you how good it is. The mechanics are amazing. It is mean. It's good. It still feels like you're not punished because there's plenty to do. There's multiple different paths to victory. Oh my gosh. Okay, there you go. There's my minute rant on Bora Bora. This game's incredible. I love this game. I love Bora Bora. Oh my gosh. Very good game.
Yeah, I'll have to play it sometime, obviously.
The theme's very loose, of course. It's a pure Euro game. But as far as dice placement, it's fantastic.
I am firmly of when theme is there and it works, fantastic. I love it. But I don't need theme for the game to be great. If the theme adds to the game, even better. But I don't need it, if it's not really there. So yeah, no hate from me. I love it, Jason. I love it, and it isn't beige.
Purdue just won by 10, by the way, on the road. Florida State, they've won 1 game this season. But Bora Bora is awesome. I can't wait to talk more in depth about it. I probably don't need to. I already broke it down enough. I love this game.
Oh, Dan, that's a great idea. Holy crap. Pin Dan's comment up there. Pin Dan's comment up there.
That's interesting. To predict them?
No, try them. Play them.
I
got to
play
your top 10.
them.
Yeah. So,
hold on. Okay, so thank you. I am pretty certain that Tim has played, just for example, all of my top 10 except for
Wonderland's War.
2.
Okay.
Yes! Yes! Force them! Time down! down. Yes. We're going to have him like Clockwork Orange. He's going to have like Tim playing Foundations.
Thank God it's a 25-minute game unless Bob's playing. Then it's a 45-minute game.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
My God. Oh, my God.
Oh, man. What the hell were we just talking about? That got derailed quick.
Oh, see. Okay, so Dan's got a great idea. Make a series where we play through each other's top 10 and then rate them. Now, I think we actually rate them 1 through 10 and not just like I give this one an 8 or I give this one a 5. I think we play through the top 10 and then we go, okay, this was my least favorite of all of the garbage that is in your top 10.
You have not played 2 of my top 10. I think Dan has played all of my top 10.
Ooh.
And Bob has not played 2 of my top 10, but they're a different 2 than the ones you haven't played.
Interesting. We could call the series The Slog as you make somebody slog through. Now, granted, there will be games in my top 10 that I think there's at least 2 games in my top 10 that I know everybody likes.
Bob's been trying to sell us on them for a month. So, I mean, yeah. I want to play. Okay, full disclosure, because no. Is it too obvious? I don't know. Is it? I don't know. Screw it. Axis and Allies and War Room. I haven't played any of those games. I haven't. Right, I'm sorry.
Right.
It's not that I wouldn't. I totally would. Show them to me. Let's pick a night, No,
War Room.
I'll play anything.
War Room, you need to pick a week. Now, Axis and Allies, you could pick a night. But, yeah, War Room looks amazing. I would love to play War Room.
Yeah.
Axis and Allies is fun if you're on Bob's team. Yeah, Brian, Fortune and Glory is really good. I haven't played it enough to put it in my top 50 though. But I haven't really enjoyed it. This guy. But I do have enjoyed it the couple of times I played it.
Right.
I own Fortune and Glory.
He is right.
So,
and he's got a few Felds in that top 10 I haven't played. I know this for a fact. One of them's in Shrink over here.
Jason, having listened to your podcast for years, and you guys are currently doing like your top 100. You've already gone through a lot of my top.
Dude, he's up to like 200 now. They're way past us.
No. Well, yeah, they were doing games. They were doing live games that didn't make their top 100, which is a great idea. Like just doing things that didn't make the list, which is a fantastic idea. And we'll steal that idea eventually. But
we will.
But no, to be honest though, like, and here's the thing is Jason says he wouldn't want to force people to play his top 10. I would say that like most of the people that I actively try to game with they might not love the games in your top 10, but hopefully they wouldn't crap on them the whole time. Cause I try to be a good sport, even if I don't love the game. Cause I would play Foundations of Rome with a group of strangers and would never know I hate that game. They would never know it. I would actively participate, be involved, try to point out good decisions, you know what I mean? And like, oh, get it, but I just don't like it. I'm not there to ruin somebody else's experience, legitimately. So
Bob, you're not gonna watch Purdue get crushed by Michigan?
Oh. Oh boy. No, Bob's like a surface level Purdue fan. He's a Purdue fan because he went there for a while. He's not a active Purdue fan like you are, Come on. But anyways, so another
There's
game.
levels to this shit, man.
There is another game that I played a few times since I guess worth talking about, and that's Disney's Sorcerer's Arena.
Yeah, I wrote that down because we played the expansion for a review recently.
Yeah, we did Thrills and Chills, which has Jack Skellington, the Horned King, and then the evil lady from
I hope you won, sir.
Which I forgot her name. But anyways,
that is a game.
That's a game that I just really like. And and I think it for what it does it very well. And I look forward to more expansions to Sorcerer's Arena coming out. I think it is a very good, almost gateway, I guess, maybe because of the theme and the appeal of it, sort of skirmish game. You know, I feel like you could get people into skirmish games like with Sorcerer's Arena,
I
and it does some unique things. Please go. Sorry.
I think no, I think you're fine in saying that because I know like Dan, for example, made the comment about how it has the theme of a game that's gateway, but really those mechanics are not.
Right.
But yet, as a gateway to skirmish games, and somebody that hasn't played a whole lot of skirmish games, that's exactly what it did for me. I liked it quite a bit, and now I want to play more skirmish games. I'm like, dang, what else can this type of system do?
I've got skirmish games for you, buddy.
I know you do, and I haven't played like it. You want to name the skirmish games that I've played? Oh, we just did. So
yeah, sure.
I'm just not. We have similarities in that we all do, but hey, we'll play a game once. You know, there's certain types of games maybe some people don't like more than others, but we're always game to play anything. And I've just never really played any miniatures games. I think what gets me about miniatures games, along with collectible card games, is it seems like, hey, the more money you spend on this stuff, the more likely you're going to end up winning because you have more stuff available at your disposal. Sure. But obviously, skirmish games are not necessarily like that, but like Warhammer 40K, Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh! You dump money into that stuff, you're just going to beat people. And that's not as fun to me. I like games where everybody's got a level playing field.
Agreed. Hey, Ethan asked what whiskey we're drinking tonight. I was drinking Maker's Mark.
I am drinking Dragon's Milk Origin. This is made in New Holland, Michigan. They make excellent beer, like Dragon's Milk. And they decided to put whiskey into a Dragon's Milk casket and like they get barrel? Whiskey out of it. Yeah, and it's
how long do they age it? That's a nerdy question.
That's a great question. But I don't know. I've drank a lot of different whiskeys. This is probably I said earlier in this video is the best one I've ever had. It's extremely smooth, very flavorful. I'm very impressed with this one. It's expensive though. This is like 45. Sure. Yes, Dragon's Milk is one of my favorite beers of all time, including all the variations they have. They have a vanilla, they have a caramel. They're all incredible. The original is the best. They're all fives for me. But this whiskey, wow, this is one of the smoothest and best tasting whiskeys I've ever had. But yeah, for a fifth, you're going to pay $45 to $50 a bottle. I don't typically splurge like that on liquor because I don't drink that much. It is a whiskey, sir. Yes, this is actually a whiskey. Yeah. So very impressed with New Holland's Dragon's Milk Origin.
I'm a whiskey and a bourbon guy, but that is
those are my
Irish and Kentucky roots. In that order. And my grandparents actually, like off the boat Irish grandparents or great grandparents, worked in whiskey distilleries in Louisville, Kentucky. So if anything, I am supporting my heritage. So if you ever see a bottle of Old Crow,
there's the expert.
Bourbon whiskey. Listen, yes, bourbon is different than
this whiskey. Guy distributes it. Yeah,
yes, but bourbon is whiskey, but bourbon is also bourbon if it's made in Kentucky.
Small batch bourbon whiskey brewed in Michigan. Amazing. Nope,
it's not bourbon. It's not bourbon. It was made in Michigan, not Kentucky. Doesn't count. You keep calling it.
They don't tell you. They don't tell you that Jim Beam is brewed on the Ohio River. It's just on the Kentucky side.
Listen,
on the other side of the Ohio River is Indiana. So there you go.
I don't even like Jim Beam. I like Jack Daniels more, but it's a whiskey.
Too rich.
You know, but I would rather if I'm going to do a bourbon, I want like I can't even. I'm blanking on the name. Well, Buffalo Trace is really good. You know, Bullet's a whiskey, not a bourbon. Right? Makers is really good. Woodford Reserve. That's one I really like. That's a good
Yeah.
one.
I like whiskey so much. You can give me a bottle of Black Velvet and I'm fine. But
Black
yet,
Velvet. Yeah.
I know, but yet, like
Have you had?
whiskey is one I got to have like 5 or 7 times distilled to not get a headache.
Have
So
you had like Indiana whiskey? Indiana whiskey's all right. Made in South Bend,
yeah,
maybe.
yes, yeah, that one's pretty good. And we have the other one, Journeyman's Distillery,
Oh yeah, Journeyman's.
brewed out by Michigan City, which is really
Mm-hmm.
good. They have tons of stuff. I've taken a tour of that place, and they had like over 20 different options. They do make some grain alcohols too, like vodka and stuff. But yeah, excellent.
So back
Jameson's
to
great. Yeah.
yeah,
Board
Jameson.
games. What are those?
Jameson. Jameson.
Yeah.
Jameson.
Makers is my favorite. Just every high dollar, easy to find everyday whiskey for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why Tim's drinking it. I bought it for his birthday. So
I'm working my way through that bottle.
appreciate that.
No, I appreciate that. Another game, I'm going to apologize right now, Mike. Another game that I've been playing that I absolutely love and I'm so crazy about right now, and that is Clank Catacombs. And I know Jason just had a really bad experience with this game, and he was sharing it in the Discord. It breaks my heart that Jason had a bad experience with this. But man, it does everything that Clank does, but it gives you variety with every gameplay, which fundamentally improves on just Clank.
You would think it would, yeah.
So Jason, I'm really sorry you had a horrible experience. I hope you give it another shot.
He's a good sport though. He will.
Oh yeah, no. Jason's a very good sport. It's just really tough when there's a game that you love and you see somebody else who you really like and respect, and they have a terrible time with that game. You're like, no, I swear that game's
difficult. Good. You guys shot the review too, right?
Yes.
Or just played it? Okay.
Nope. We shot a review of it.
Oh man, I'm only mad and bitter because I love Clank, and I really was excited to play Catacombs. I was, as we've mentioned, gone this weekend, so I did not get to play Catacombs.
So you were gone. Dan wasn't feeling good, so hopefully Dan's feeling better, but Dan wasn't feeling good. It's like, okay, so these guys are gone. What fun games can we play? Just so, but no, it was really good. Don't worry, Mike. You are going to get an opportunity very soon to play Clank Catacombs because it was really good.
Sure. Yeah.
You're not keeping it off the table. It's really good.
Yeah. Everything I've heard is great, and I love Clank. So modular board, sign me up.
That's really good. Different cards, but more of the same kind of cards, in my opinion. I think somebody commented in the Discord, and they might be right. Is that the Clank video will be out Monday?
Oh yes.
But I think that it's more aggressive. I think there's more dragon attacks in there. Like it felt like the dragon was attacking more.
Who else was saying there's a lot more dragon attack?
Somebody was saying that in the Discord, and I think they're right. I think they're right. It didn't occur to me until I saw it in the Discord.
Was it Grapefruit Guerrilla Warfare? Is that who was saying that?
Oh, it might have been Peach Patrol. Oh boy, Potato Legion.
Yeah, that guy.
Anyways, another game that I thought was if Dan had been feeling better, we would have played this again on Sunday. And that's Aeon's End, Legacy of Gravehold.
All you guys have played that except me.
Well, that's only the second time that I've played an Aeon's End game. And so the second time I played it was the Legacy. We were going to play it again because we would have had the same group with Spencer, Bob, Dan, and myself. But then Dan
you're not as big of a fan of this game as a lot of people.
Not at all. Not at all. I think it's still kind of interesting. I don't dislike it, but I feel like all of the lore behind the game feels like fan fiction that's not even written that well. I don't know. Yeah. So I'm hoping, and my character sucked. If you watch the video, my character was just. So I'm hoping that future plays and more plays of this game will make it a better experience for me. But I don't care. I'm going to sit down and play these games with these guys anyways, right? Like, oh, what? I have an excuse to make a video to talk about a game. Well, yeah, I'm going to sit down and play a game. Sure. It's not like I was miserable the whole time. I just didn't think it was near as good as everybody else did.
You just didn't say you.
But
That is actually one of the few recent video reviews I haven't watched, actually. So I don't know what you scored that.
Well, we didn't actually score it. So what we did was because it's a legacy game, we're kind of just spoiler-free talking about our experiences as we progress through. Is sort of the idea behind it. So like, we like this, we don't like this. I thought this was interesting. I don't like this, right? So spoiler alert, I don't like the art. Most of the art. And I hate the lore. But I think the card play is fine. It doesn't like grab me by the giblets like it does Bob. You know, Bob seems to absolutely love that whole like, you know, you discard the way you discard, and then you flip the deck, you flip your discard over, pile over, and that becomes your deck. And I'm like, okay, well, I've never made that successfully.
You don't get to shuffle it.
Right. And so I've never made that like stacking my discard to, like, I've yet to make that like trigger any interesting combos. And so I guess play better, but also like, if that's your whole gimmick to the deck builder, like you got to give me something else. You got to give me something more than that. But anyways, again, I had a decent time playing it. I liked it more than I liked playing Champions of Midgard, for example. I almost got you. But
you almost got a real spit take.
I know, right? But a game that pleasantly surprised me that we played, and I've actually had been waiting for the review to drop so I could pull the box out of the store, bring it home, and mess around with it more. And I just took advantage of our Black Friday sales at our game store. Was the Massive Darkness 2.
I just watched that review last night.
I think we were all shocked that we enjoyed that game as much as we did. I think Bob came into it the least excited, and I think Dan might have liked it the most out of all of us. But I think like that is a game where it's like, well, if Bob's going to be a pee-pee pants about this, then like, Dan, let's just run through this, you know, like let's play this game. And so I picked up like a small box expansion for it, you know, as part of the local, you know, our game store's Black Friday sale. Like I was like, well, I'm gonna buy this, you know, it's on sale. And so I got some more characters and another roaming monster, but just was very surprised with actually how much fun it was. And you know,
the asymmetry of that game blows me away.
Yeah, way more than I thought, because Bob kept going, oh, it's a Zombicide clone. And it's like, well, it's got some similar
dungeon
traits.
Crawler.
It's some similar traits, but it's different enough. And I think different enough in good ways.
Than Zombicide.
Yeah, I think the thing it has in common with Zombicide is as you defeat monsters, you level up. And when you level up, it pushes you into a different tier of difficulty.
Okay. Do you get XP from each monster you kill?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's similar.
So that is the thing it has in common. I would almost say that it's like a mashup of Zombicide and Descent. And so both games I enjoy, but it does it pretty well. And yes, Bob, you're right. Second edition is much better.
I wouldn't mind playing more dungeon crawlers. It's kind of one of those genres that I haven't played a lot of. Now, that being said, Descent, what edition are they on now? I'm sorry, I'm not that versed. Second edition is what got me. It's one of my gateway games. I still say Lords of Waterdeep was the one, because I played it twice the same night, bought it, and taught it to people. But, like, Descent was the first one where I was like, oh, okay, you can do this. And it just reminded me so much of a lot of the action RPG games that I've played over the years and loved. But the setup and teardown of so many of those games is a huge barrier to entry for me. And so I never revisited it. We never finished a campaign. It was like, you know, we played like 5-6 games. That was really it. I was like, okay, this is still a cool system. I've played some Zombicide, but Massive Darkness 2, the asymmetry of those characters sounds really interesting.
It was pretty fun. It was pretty fun. I'm chomping at the bit, champing at the bit to get back into it and
I mean,
play some
because
more. So
there's a lot of games that I've played Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion as well. Didn't finish that, and I've struggled to finish campaign games or dungeon crawling games. So I kind of interested that this one is sort of a one shot, but you have gear that carries over, and there's so many different types of characters to try.
right.
I would definitely play that one for sure.
Yeah, no, I think you would at least find it interesting. Like I don't, I could comfortably say like, I wouldn't go, oh, you're gonna love this game, guaranteed. But I would say you're not gonna be like, oh, that was terrible. Why did I waste an hour and a half of my life doing that?
Quick side note, like 3 miles from Tim's house, unranked Notre Dame basketball is beating number 20 Michigan State right now. So
2 miles from my house.
I'm sorry, I shorted you that mile, sir.
How dare you? How dare you? And full disclosure, like just so you know, like this is not just like
you guys sold me on that game. Those are not my type of games anyway. Yeah.
This is not just a shirt I'm wearing. I have a ton of family that went to Notre Dame. I have grown. My mother worked at Notre Dame when I was a child. I hung out on campus when my sister was a student. She's 9 years older than me. Those of you that know Julia, she had everything perfect until I came along and ruined it because she was an only child until I came along. But she used to babysit me on that campus. I have spent so much time at Notre Dame. I love it. I was actually on campus walking around yesterday. So it's not just a shirt. It's not just a cool shirt I wear. I love that.
Did you give a pep talk to the basketball team? Because they're up 15 on Michigan State right now. And it doesn't matter what year it is. Michigan State always has a good basketball team. So
every year, not going to lie, I was lighting a candle at the grotto last night. So
he brought a basketball and he's like doing between the leg drills in front of touchdown Jesus.
Come on. Yeah. And then I got one other one I'll talk about, and then I'm pretty much done. And this game will be coming to Kickstarter like January 16th. This is the newest Facade game. So Facade is famous or notorious, whatever you want to call it, for like all of their games. Mike's going to grab one off his shelf. They look like books and they have fantastic components. And again, shout out to Jason, because Jason reviewed this, asked me if I was interested, asked them for permission. And I was like, yes, please. And it was, so we played and did a Kickstarter preview of Hollywood 1947, which was a super cool social deduction game. Like that we could play effectively at 3 players and had a great experience. And I can't wait to play it with like 8 or 9 players, like, which is the max player count. Because I think it would be just as good and really tense and really interesting. But Mike, what do you got to show us there, buddy?
Well, of course, the Facade games are all the ones that look like books.
Right.
I haven't played Deadwood, but I love that theme. 2 years ago, I went to Deadwood. So, man, if you go to Deadwood, the history of that town is what makes it awesome. I have played Tortuga. That's another one that's a pretty interesting social deduction game. And then last year, I backed this guy, and I haven't even played it yet. That's Bristol 1350. And this is like kind of a semi-co-op where you're traveling. There's Black Plague infecting the city, and you're all trying to escape the city on these apple carts. But if the apple cart you get out of town with has an infected person with, you lose. So there's ways to kind of jostle which cart the people are on, and they can move forward or move back. And there's like 2 to 3 carts going at the same time. It sounds really cool. So another Facade game, the social deduction. I was like instantly interested in what it had to offer.
Yeah, this one was really good. It's basically based in it's the Red Scare era of Hollywood. So you are trying to stop communists from sneaking propaganda into the films you're
Oh,
making.
commies.
And the way that the roles all break down, like we were just obsessed with. Like it was so fascinating with the way that all this works. I really think Dan would really enjoy sort of the intricacy of like how the roles all work and how important they are, how key they are. Actually, if we don't have to send it off before Sunday, because I'm still waiting for them to tell me where to send it. If it's still at the studio on Sunday, we might have to bang out a game before we do our top 50, uh, like our next top 50 list, because it was such a good experience. I really enjoyed it. And cannot wait. Cannot wait for that thing to go live on Kickstarter. I think it'll do gangbusters because it was really good. So, oh no, Dan, why? Did you see Dan's comment? There it is. Shut up, Dan. You know we're friends and you know you like games that I like. Sometimes.
I don't know exactly which one that was, but I was in Deadwood for a full week. Black Hills, Devil's Tower, Mount Rushmore, all that good stuff. But I don't know which restaurant that was, and I saw a lot of touristy stuff.
Oh, I forgot one other game. Brian says it's Diamond Lils. So if you ate there. But one other game I'll talk about before we go. We got this one for review from the op. Now, full disclosure, and I said this in the video also, is the op. I get emails from the op and I can ask to get games for them to send us. It's not paid. They send it, and we don't always get everything we ask for, but I asked to get a game. And that was the new Avatar Fire Nation Rising.
Yeah.
So I am aware of the Avatar IP. Like I have not watched any of the Nickelodeon cartoon.
You took away my bending.
Right. I have not seen the M. Night Shyamalan movie based on the same IP, which I heard everybody loves. Clearly. But I do like the Rising games. I like Thanos Rising quite a bit. I like the Harry Potter Death Eaters Rising, quite a bit. I thought that was really good. And so I was like, I want to see another Rising game. And so I played it. Actually, Bob was familiar with the theme, and then Spencer really knew it and was really into it. And we'll have a review coming out of it, but coming up for it soon. But like, we all liked it. It's a very difficult co-op. It whooped our butts. But interesting decisions. It does enough things differently to separate it, from the other Rising games, so they're all not just clones of each other. And so just a little preview of that review. We all had a good time. Dan and I talk a lot about really liking difficult co-ops. And this was one of those. There's important cooperative decisions that are made. There's some dice rolling, which some people will hate, but you can mitigate that a little bit. But yeah, teamwork and planning is very important in all of those games. And it can get out of control really fast, which is kind of what had happened for us. But anyways, that's the last one I'll talk about. That review will be coming soon. But yeah, the op, I did ask for them to send me that game, cross my fingers. Hopefully they do. And then they did, which was great. But yeah, so that's one we've been playing. You got anything else, Mike? I got one other thing I'll throw at you once we're done with the games, and then we can wrap up before too much longer.
Yeah, and in fact, my phone's on 10%. And
okay, so we'll go quick.
These new phones, they took away the headphone jack. You have to use the headphone jack to connect microphones to it, which is genius. Because anytime you use the microphone, you can't charge your phone. That's really smart.
It's so smart. Apple did it. I thought just Apple were the only jerks that did it, but no, I'm glad to know.
No, everybody did. All the engineers, let's make a dumb decision. So this goes back a little while, but hey, we're talking about a whole bunch of stuff that we played. I finally had a weekend where I got to meet up with West, a.k.a. Mingo from Quackalo. And I actually chatted him up because my dad met him before I did. And my dad's like, hey, this guy's into board games. You should message him sometime or chat him up or something. And I did. And holy crap, he's this guy that's on Quackalope. And my dad knew him before I did. It's like, okay, so we chatted for a while, and finally he had a free weekend. He came over, we played some Blood on the Clock Tower, but we got into, I know, one of his and Jesse from Quackalope's favorite game, and that's Bus. Bus is this like long out of print. You got to buy it on eBay, way overpriced type of game where it's like an action selection, route building, planning. You are putting your worker placements down, and they're all going to get placed down until you say pass. And if you pass, other people can keep going. But then once everybody passes, all of them resolve like top down. And then there's this kind of route building. These buses are going to deliver people to work or take them to home. And very interesting game. I would definitely, it would get chaotic to play with like 4 or 5 players. We were playing a variant to make it work at 2. And I was still like, wow, there's planning games are punishing for new players anyway. So especially with an experienced player like West, and we were playing 2 players, so he knew exactly what to do to screw me over. I got demolished. And that's how planning, route building games can work sometimes. But I saw the potential, and Bus is not like anything I've totally seen before. And it's crazy that this game originally came out in the 80s, I think.
Oh, wow.
Then they reprinted it in early 2000s, and it's like, wow, crazy good splatter game. I was blown away. That same weekend, he of course hopped in our set, and we played Black Mold, which ended up getting funded on Kickstarter. So like, awesome. I'm super happy for John. He was the designer of Black Mold, and he was the one that decided to just send us a copy. Honestly, out of a post that I made in another group, like, hey man, some small content creators just want to play games and tell people how good they are. And he like literally just messaged me and sent us a copy, and a week later we were reviewing it. We had quite a bit of fun with Black Mold. I've never played anything like that game.
Thanks to your efforts, you turned him around on guys that do free previews and reviews.
Yeah, he had a bad experience with a small content creator. Somebody, I guess, like published a video that destroyed one of his older games, and part of that had to do with getting a rule wrong. And man, that sucks. Like, especially if you're a designer, like, hey, here's all this time and money and effort I've put into this concept, and I've tweaked it, and multiple people have play tested it, and one person gets a review wrong or gets a rule wrong, then publishes a review based off of a rule that's incorrect. Yeah, that can massively sway an opinion. So I'm like, hey, small but fast growing channel, give us a shot. This game looks cool. I saw ads for it. Never seen anything like it. A turn lasts as long as you hold your breath.
Right.
Doing all this card manipulation, and people are trying to talk you into crap you shouldn't do, specifically West. And you're trying to move from one location to another. Never played anything like Black Mold. It's definitely an experience type of game. And yeah, it's like it's a cooperative game until it isn't. Eventually somebody's going to try to screw you over because one person's going to end up winning in the long run. Black Mold was really, really cool. Very novel concepts. Super excited that one got funded. And the fact that Mingo from Quackalope joined us on set for that game was super cool. So wanted to squeeze that one in there for sure.
Yeah, hell yeah. That's great. All right. Well, so I don't want your phone to die. So
8%. We're fine.
We're doing okay. But anyways, guys, thanks for bearing with us through our struggles to get the audio to work.
Technical difficulties.
For whatever reason, the internet decided to sort of catch up, and everything started to work out.
Internet.
Because we've had like maybe 2 buffering issues since then, and it's been fine.
Right.
It resolved relatively quickly. So I
We
don't know
had
what was
all
going
of
on.
our issues in the first 25 minutes, and since then we've been smooth sailing. So
Yeah.
we'll
Yeah. Yeah.
definitely
Yeah.
try to do this more for sure.
So, if this is something you guys like, please let us know. Because Mike and I enjoy doing the lives by ourselves,
It's
but
fun.
we thought, like, how exciting would it be to be able to actually just talk to each other, banter with each other a little bit? Because for me, it's like, well, that's even better, right? Because we can interact with the comments and each other, have more stuff to say and
I would
do.
love that. The more the merrier. Like, this is fun. The live comments make it more fun.
Yeah.
It's us doing our Sunday banner, but during the week when we normally can't drive out to the store and with people giving us feedback and heckling us, it's definitely a lot of fun. I want to do more of this.
Yeah, yeah, same, same, same. So let us know. Let us know what you think. What do you want to see? Again, right? Jump over the Discord. Let us know what kind of stuff you want to
Seriously.
see. Because sometimes, actually, almost all the time, I'm like, what do you guys want to talk about? This week. What do you want to? What's a thing you want to see? And we're gonna need top tens and stuff, especially after our top 50 is done. Uh, so, is there any game you're going to try to get played before the year is out, Mike? That's the last bomb I was going to drop on you.
Ooh. Man, you definitely dropped a bomb on me. And I feel like there's one that's standing out, and I'm just drawing a
I'm gonna
blank.
I'm gonna go get the one that I want to play before the year's out. What you think?
Wow, he is putting me on the spot with this. We played Endless Winter. I really like Twilight Inscription. Of course, Blood on the Clock Tower, we've talked tons about. Oh,
There's
yeah.
only there's only
Yeah.
one right answer. There's only one right
Oh,
answer.
oh, 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 yeah. I mean, you guys have talked so much about this game just in the last few months.
Look at this bad
There's
boy.
multiple people that are asking, like, what the hell is this game that you guys have brought up in like 3 videos just in the
Oh
last
my
3 months?
gosh.
I
Oh my god.
haven't heard of it. And I mean, I I've played, several hundred games. I had never even heard of it until these guys. So yeah, I'm fascinated by this for sure. But yeah, Bob brought up Weather Machine. We
Yeah.
haven't even reviewed a Lacerda yet. I would like to remedy that. I've only played one. I thought Kanban was really cool, and I played that fairly new into my gaming,
hmm That's
experience.
a
So,
that's an intense one to tackle early in your gaming career.
well, it was fairly probably one of the first 40 or 50 games I played Kanban. It
Nice.
was a lot. It was a
Nice.
lot. But yeah, Weather Machine. That theme alone is unique.
hmm
It's not the people trading in the Mediterranean. From
Right.
17th century Europe, we're going to trade resources. So yeah, Bob, I'm really excited. We got to get a Lacerda to the table and reviewed. And yeah, Weather Machine, that theme I love. So that could definitely be the one, no doubt about it.
No doubt. The problem is Bob would be on Saturday forced to watch a Purdue football game because there's no way you're finishing. There's no way you're finishing Weather Machine before 7:30, whenever kickoff is. There's no way. It's not happening.
Well, if you play at Bob's house, he doesn't have the TV on. If he came over to my house, I'd have the game on. And
I feel like you have just set the terms, sir. I feel like you've just set the terms.
Bob, if you're willing to stream that Purdue game, maybe we can chat. Of course, they're going to be destroyed by the first half. And I'm like,
Uh,
let's start Weather Machine. These guys suck. So,
hey, you never know. Brahms always got some tricks up his sleeve, man. That guy finds a way to upset. Now, Michigan's got to be ranked 2. You guys only beat ranked teams when they're ranked 2.
Iowa last year. Yeah, that's a
And then
good
when you,
call.
yeah, see,
Nice.
hot girls here. Did you see that one?
Oh,
I
that's
hid
fan
that.
again. You're ahead of me. Oh, you
I
hit
hid
it.
that for review. I
We
hid
get
it.
that. Yeah, man. I was hoping to get some. I don't know what I was hoping for. Some spam. I was hoping for spam.
Yeah.
Woo!
Well, all right, guys. This has been an absolute blast.
It was fun.
Mike, thank you for putting all the work into making this happen today. You and Matt, like, uh, between you guys, like really just kind of taking the ball and running with it, and making this a thing tonight was great. So I really thank you guys for that, and thank you, Bob and Dan, for being here,
And
uh,
Rob
and
and
heckling.
lots of people that have been commenting the whole
Yeah,
night.
Ethan and Brian, all you guys, Jason. We're gonna we're gonna get Jason on one of these some point in time,
Dude,
and I wouldn't be above having like a viewer, a fan of the show, sometime maybe come on and pop on and do a segment with us every once in a while, just to like maybe it's a meet somebody from the rundown, like that might be an interesting way to do it. Is see if they'll pop in on a live stream.
that's a cool idea.
You know,
Man, Tim's deepest thoughts dropping 2 hours into the stream. I'm liking it. That's good stuff.
I got
That's
to
good
bake for a
stuff.
while, man.
You heard him, guys. We're gonna try to get some fans on here. It's really simple to join this stream. So all you gotta do is have a mobile phone. I'm doing this from a Samsung Note. So
Yeah.
this is cool. I like that idea a lot.
But anyways, guys, unless y'all got anything else, I just want to say again, I am so thankful for all of you. You make this so much fun for us, and we look forward to keep doing that. Doing these videos. I'm just loving reading the comments right now. It's great. And yes, Jonathan, we need to play Terracotta Army. Shut up, Bob. Go back to work. You got some gears to grind.
It's at my house, so the onus is on me to dig into that rule book, and I haven't yet. I've watched videos though. That and weather stream. I'll try to. All right, wrap it up. Bob says, wrap it up.
And best at Star Trek. I wish we were near Disneyland. We're not, but we're Midwest. You're clearly out in California.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that 2,000 subs contest to be on a live stream. What do we give away? Man, we could give away some good stuff. I gotta call this collection down. I gotta give some games away. I gotta sell some stuff. But anyways, guys.
Jeez.
So Mike, you're the host, so I'll let you sign off for us. Or
I guess I am the host because we're gonna have our outro video. We were so prepped for this tonight. Thanks to everybody for joining us in our basements, aka my game cave. I used to be Mike.
I used to be Tim.
Wow, he's stealing my line now. Thank you, everybody. More of these to come very, very soon. Have a good night. For the rest.
Stretch.